The delivery. Ben killed the engine of his motorcycle and walked towards the group of delivery riders who were lounging together around a stone bench outside a fast food restaurant. They waved at him as he came nearer, calling out greetings as if they had not just met there a few hours ago. Ben chuckled at their antics and reached for his cigarette in his pocket. A lighter magically appeared from the group, and he reached out to light his stick, thanking the kind person in the process. He sat back as he listened to their delivery stories and the day's incidences, stories of frustrations, anger, and happiness on their delivery routes. Occasionally, a few personal family problems would surface, and someone would offer a few words of wisdom. The notification for delivery came, and one by one, the riders set off on their routes. Ben sat all alone on the bench, puffing peacefully at his cigarette and looking up at the full moon. It was approaching midnight, but the 24-hour fast food restaurant did not show any signs of winding down. There were still many people strolling at the town square, and he took out his phone to scroll through the stories in a social media platform. The notification came shortly after. He grabbed his helmet and entered the restaurant. The girl at the counter grinned at him as she passed him the bag. He looked at the address on his phone again and groaned.
Of all places, it just had to be there.
He sighed. He had heard of scary stories about that particular address, but it did not bother him as much. He was more concerned about encountering stray dogs, as they could be very intimidating when they were in a pack. He walked towards his motorcycle and placed the bag carefully in the compartment. He started the engine and slid out of the parking lot, guiding his bike steadily away from the town square. As he rode, he thought about the day's earnings and wondered if he could afford to skip the next day's route and go on a date with his wife instead. Both of them had been hard at work all week, and he thought it would be a nice surprise for her to spend the day together. Just the two of them. Maybe they could go to the movies or just spend the time at the beach like how they used to do back when they were dating. His musings came to a halt when he reached the turn that would lead to the house. The address was a private residential area with houses on one side of the single-lane road. The other side of the road was a forested area with tall trees casting gloomy shadows under the yellow street lamps. Ben came to a stop in front of one of the houses.
The price of privacy. So many houses, but no signs of life.
He mused, instantly thinking of the bright lights and night noises on his own housing estate. He grabbed the bag of food, made his way to the gate, and looked for the bell.
Hello, delivery.
He called out, then checked himself. Of course, nobody could hear him from the house if he shouted over the gate. He continued pressing the bell until a weak light came on and cast a feeble light across the front porch. The main door opened and a young woman came out walking slowly towards the gate.
"Food delivery, ma'am."
Ben called out cheerily, peering through the grill as he waited for her to approach him. She opened the gate and took the food from him without as much as a thank you. Ben sneaked a look at her unsmiling face and bit his tongue.
What a proud person. Not even a thank you. So rich but no courtesy.
He thought to himself as he turned and walked towards his motorcycle to ride it back down the road he came earlier. The encounter had left him feeling irritated, but he could not entertain his train of unkind thoughts for long, because up ahead he saw a woman walking slowly along a path running alongside the forested area. At that precise moment, a pack of 5 dogs appeared out of nowhere and started howling around him. He slowed down his bike as he approached the woman, intending to warn her of the dog. But she appeared to be nonchalantly unaware of the danger she was in and did not even turn to see the commotion.
"Be careful, miss. There are stray dogs here,"
he called out as soon as his bike caught up with her. She turned to him and Ben nearly lost his balance. It was the same woman from the house. This time, she smiled, an eerie, knowing smile that sent chills down Ben's spine. His hands turned icy cold as he forced it to twist the throttle to get away from her as fast as possible. As he rode away, he could not help feeling that his bike seemed to be getting heavier, as if someone or something was hitching a ride at the back seat. The howling from the dogs continued throughout his slow ride along the stretch of road. He did not dare to steal a look at his side mirror for fear of seeing something he did not wish to see. Praying fervently that he could escape this estate, he felt remorseful for his unkind thoughts of the unsmiling woman at the house earlier. As he approached the main road, he felt his bike getting lighter and he heaved a huge sigh of relief. From his side mirror, he could see the dogs running alongside him as if providing escort service for his safety. They stopped at the main turn of the estate and watched him proceed to the main road. Ben rode back to the town square. He got off his bike and took a few deep breaths to calm himself. Over at the stone bench, he spotted 3 of the delivery riders that had completed their jobs. One of them waved at him, and he hurriedly walked towards them, eager to tell his tale for the night. What do you think? Who was that woman? Were the dogs actually protecting him?